Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to watch Serial Mom from 1994. Here we go. She is Beverly Suppan, an upper middle class housewife, wife of a dentist, and lovely mother of two teenagers, Chip and Misty. She takes care of her family, recycles, and loves birds.
Oui.
But she has one thing. The wiring in her head is screwed up and freaks out over trivial things. One morning, two detectives show up at her house to inquire about harassing phone calls made to his neighbor Dottie. Unable to provide any info, the detectives leave. Her husband goes to work, and the children go to school. Now she is home alone, and we see that she is the one making the calls that torture her distraught neighbor. While driving, she has a flashback that shows us why Beverly hates her neighbor Dottie. Yep, she took her parking spot. She heads to her children's school where she talks to the math teacher who calls her attention to her son's obsession with horror movies. She explains that her son is a manager at a video store, but he tells her that he is going to recommend therapy for him. So outside, Beverly waits for the math teacher and runs him over with her car. At home, she is a model mother.
So happy I could shit.
You know how I hate the brown word.
During dinner, her neighbor Rosemary arrives, visibly shaken, and breaks the news of the math teacher's murder. Everyone goes to watch the news on TV. A witness saw the car but not the driver, so she thinks she is safe since the witness is known to be a pothead, according to her children. This couple calls the dentist for a toothache, and he gives them the appointment, which cancels Beverly's outing with her husband to go bird watching. Beverly's making breakfast the next morning. Misty cries because her boyfriend stood her up. She watches the detectives outside going through the contents of some boxes. Then, the detectives show up at the house again, this time because of Beverly's meeting with her son's teacher, and because her car looks like the one seen at the crime scene. After the interrogation, the detectives leave. Here, these garbage collectors look indignantly at Rosemary, who never recycles. Beverly sees the same thing and grabs a pair of scissors, but when she sees the collectors outside, she brings them something to drink. Here, they comment with displeasure on the neighbor's actions and say that they hate her because she doesn't recycle. These guys make the comment that someone should do something about her, a comment that Beverly takes seriously. Beverly heads over to Rosemary's house where she's meeting with Dottie. Beverly asks Rosemary about some flowers she has there in a tone that Dottie recognizes as the menacing voice on the phone. So, Beverly breaks an ornament and blames Dottie for it, making her look bad. But before she can defend herself, Beverly drags Rosemary to the antique trader's mart to buy a similar ornament. The detectives go to Beverly's husband's office and ask him about some murder books they found in his trash. Meanwhile, at the antique trader's mart, Rosemary is looking for an ornament and Misty is trying to sell some stuff. Beverly then sees the guy who stood Misty up with another girl and gets a head snap. Rosemary buys a fire poker and leaves it with Beverly, who takes it and follows the guy into the bathroom where she skewers him like a fish. There is a big commotion when the body is discovered. A possible witness is caught, and this detective sees Misty's reaction, realizing that there is something more there. Misty tells her mother what happened, but is surprised by Beverly's reaction.
You got your wish, dear.
And Rosemary notices the blood on the fire poker and on Beverly's sneaker. He is worried now about the latest interrogation. He comes home and rummages through Beverly's things, where he finds newspaper clippings about serial killers and even a recording of Ted Bundy speaking from prison. Listening to the radio about the murder at the antique trader's mart, he begins to connect the dots. Misty goes to the video store.
Our mother is Charles Manson.
And tells them everything that happened, and they joke about it, although they also have doubts. At dinner, everyone tries to play it cool, not really knowing how to handle this. Rosemary tells the detectives about her suspicions about Beverly. So does her neighbor Dottie about the phone calls. During dinner, Chip says that his friend Scotty thinks she's a serial killer and Beverly laughs. Then she excuses herself and gets up from the table to leave. She takes the car and drives off. They notice that she doesn't come back, and then they hear the sound of the car's tires. Misty thinks that her mother went to kill Scotty, and the whole family goes after Beverly. But Beverly instead approaches the home of the couple who made a dentist appointment with her husband and ruined their day of bird watching. She spies on them and watches them eating chicken, which reminds her of the birds she loves and makes her anger grow even more. Beverly's family arrives at Scotty's house while this woman goes to the closet, and the family breaks into Scotty's house and catches him in an intimate situation. The police arrive as well. Beverly now goes after the husband, but misses several times. She finally catches up to him with a toppled air conditioner. Beverly's family returns home to find Beverly welcoming them with some strawberries. The next day, everyone heads to the church where an entire police department is waiting for them because they consider Beverly the prime suspect in all the murders. This information is broadcast on the radio and all over Maryland. Despite everything, they continue to act normal. So at the church, everyone is watching. The police finally get confirmation of a fingerprint from Beverly, so detectives enter the church to arrest her. But she sneezes on a baby and the mother screams, causing a big commotion inside. Chip and his girlfriend get Beverly out of there and take her hidden in Scotty's car. Scotty sees the scene and goes after his car. They hide Beverly in the video store. Then, a customer returns a movie and rents another, and Chip warns her that she must return the tapes already rewound, but the lady is rude, something that doesn't escape Beverly's ears. When Chip and his girlfriend see that Beverly is gone, they know exactly what is going to happen next, so they try to get to the customer's house before Beverly does. Scotty sees them leaving and decides to follow them. They try to look through the window, but can't see anything. Scotty, however, from a rooftop, sees Beverly approaching the customer with a knife. Beverly regrets it and puts the knife down to grab a leg of lamb. Beverly returns and kills her with it. Yes, with a leg of lamb. But she catches Scotty spying on her, so Beverly grabs the knife and goes after him. The family and detectives chase Beverly, who chases Scotty in a van to a tavern where a band is playing. She enters and catches up with him on stage, where Beverly drops some lights on him, and then... They all see the horrible scene. Beverly blends in with the crowd where she starts listening to the band's music. Finally, the detectives arrest her and take her out of the club while everyone cheers her on. Well, the trial begins. Not liking her lawyer, she decides to defend herself. Wit and charm play in Beverly's favor. Here, she manages to discredit her neighbor as a witness by making her angry without anyone noticing. She gradually manages to discredit all the prosecution's witnesses. Throughout the film, reference is made to the show business surrounding serial killers. For example, Chip acts as the mother's agent while Misty sells t-shirts outside. And actress Suzanne Somers plays herself as an actress who is going to play the role of Beverly in a movie. During the trial, Beverly can't stop looking at a juror wearing white shoes after Labor Day, which is unacceptable to her. Sympathy for Beverly and other distractions eventually lead to the prosecution giving up and Beverly being found not guilty. Everyone leaves the courtroom surrounded by a crowd of reporters and paparazzi. Beverly disappears for a moment to follow the woman in the white shoes. Beverly beats the shit out of her and then returns to the crowd. Suddenly, a scream of horror echoes throughout the hallway. But Beverly just smiles. Well, this was
Serial Mom.
I give this movie 3 stars. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and
Yeah, it's your time to go. It's your time to go.